Hi viewers, this video is regarding tetanus disease part 2. Okay, the subject is the child health nursing for the JNM second year students. Okay, in this video, what are the types of tetanus? Okay, how many types of tetanus is there? That will be give. Okay, here the tetanus types is the mainly 4 types. 4 types of tetanus disease is there. In this, first one is the traumatic tetanus. Second one is the puerperal tetanus. Third one is the autogenic tetanus. Autogenic tetanus. Fourth one is the neonatal tetanus. Okay, when we are called as the neonatal tetanus means here the neonatal tetanus is the 8th day of disease. Once the bacteria enters into the human body after completion of 8 days. Okay, in the 8th day we are called as the tetanus neonatum. Okay, this is regarding types of tetanus. Next, what are the clinical features is there? Okay, what is the clinical features is there? Once the human beings or the children is be affected by the communicable disease of tetanus. Okay, what are the symptoms we are identified means here the symptoms like the child will be excessively crying. Okay, excessively crying, there is no reason. Exactly, there is no reason, but the children is continuously crying. Okay, sometimes the children having the refused feeds. Okay, when we are giving some food to the children should be refused. Why? Because the children are having the apathy. What is meant by apathy? Lack of interest on the food items. The children not having any interest on the food item, then only the children will be refuse the food articles. Okay, next another symptom like stiffness in the neck. Okay, in the normal healthy child, the movements of the neck should be normal. Okay, they are doing rotation or moving left side, right side, okay, back, forward, like that. The neck movement should be there in healthy children who are affected by these Clostridium tetani bacteria. Okay, those children are not doing any neck movements. Okay, neck should be stiffness. Next, here what happens? Jaw also stiffness. Okay, what is meant by jaw? The jaw is form a mouth. Okay, upper jaw and lower jaw. Okay, the jaw movements is not there in the children who are affected by this bacteria. Okay, what is the use of jaw? When we are speaking, the upper and lower jaw should be moved, no? When we are eating, okay, for opening of mouth, the jaw should be give some movement. Okay, when we are swallowing food, when we are chewing food, the upper and lower jaw should be give some movements, no? Okay, here who are affected by this tetanus bacteria, okay, that is the Clostridium tetani bacteria, those children are not give any movements through the neck and jaw. Next, here abdomen and limb muscles also, abdominal muscles and limb muscles also stiffness in the children. Next, here the jaw should have the complete lock, means didn't open. For speaking or for eating food, there is no opening in the jaw. Okay, next, dysphagia, difficulty in swallowing. Some children are having this problem, difficulty in swallowing. Next, another symptom, choking, means difficulty in breathing. Okay, next, another symptom, painful mostification. Okay, when they are eating food, when they are chewing food, mostification nothing but chewing. Okay, the food, when they are chewing, they are having the severe pain. Okay, next, here hyperpyrexia, the body temperature should be increased than the normal. Okay, next hypertension. The normal BP should be increased than the normal. Okay, the BP should be increased. That is the systolic pressure or the diastolic pressure. The BP should be increased than the normal. Next here, the children are having the one symptom like excessive sweating. Okay, those are affected by the tetanus disease condition. Those children are having the excessive sweating in their body. Next here one symptom is there, that is the tachycardia. The heart rate should be increased. Next here another symptom, that is the tetanus neonatum. When it is begins means the tetanus begins will be start from the 5 to 10 days of birth. Okay, after birth, from the 5th day to 10 days of life, the children will be affected by this tetanus neonatum. That's why we are called as the children will be affected the tetanus in the neonatal stage. That's why we are called as the tetanus neonatum. Okay, here what happens, what are the symptoms associated or observed in the tetanus neonatum means, here the children are having the sucking problem. Okay, difficulty in sucking. They are doing one work or the one movement, that is the sucking reflex. No, when the mother will give breastfeeding to the children or the newborn baby, the healthy newborn easily suck the feeding. Okay, easily sucking of breast milk by the holding with the help of mouth. Okay, with the help of jaws, they are holding the nipple of the breast. Okay, they are taking or they are feeding some breast milk. Okay, here who are affected by this tetanus neonatum disease? Those infants or those neonates, they are not doing sucking reflex. Okay, this is the one reason for sucking reflex failure in the neonatum. Okay, next one is the here after birth the children, the neonate should be doing so many of body movements. Okay, excessive crying or the body movements, upper limb, lower limbs should be moved. Okay, like that the movement should be there in the healthy child. But here who are affected by this tetanus neonatum disease condition, those children are stiffness. Okay, they are not doing any abdominal muscle movements or they are not doing any neck movements or the sucking reflex. Okay, these should be locked in the children's. Okay, next this is regarding clinical features of tetanus disease condition. Okay, next we are going to discuss about diagnosis. How we are diagnosis the children should be affected by this disease condition means depending upon the clinical manifestations or the clinical features. Okay, if the child having any lockjaw or any movements, stiffness in the neck or any movements, abdominal muscles should be spasm or the any choking or the any mastification problem, depending upon the symptoms we are identified, the children should be suffering with the tetanus disease condition. Okay, after diagnosis we are provided some of the medical management to the children. Okay, here the medical management by administration of some of the medicines to the children for reducing their disease condition. Okay, here the medications like tetanus antitoxin. Tetanus antitoxins. Here we are administered the tetanus antitoxin like human tetanus immunoglobulin, TIG. Human immunoglobulin tetanus. Okay, TIG. Which is the dose? How much dose we have to administer the children's means 3000 to 6000 units. 3000 to 6000 units we have to administer. The route is the intramuscularly. Okay, next another drug. If the human tetanus immunoglobulin TIG is not available means then we go for the another drug, that is the anti-tetanus serum, ATS, alternative drug. Okay, now HTG, human tetanus immunoglobulin, the drug should not be available in the hospital means, then we go for the alternative drug, that is the ATS, anti-tetanus serum. Okay, the dosage is the 50,000 units. 50,000 units. The ATS should be administered only via intravenous route, should not administered intramuscularly. Why? Because there is side effects in that intramuscularly. Okay, you should not administer wrong route to the children. Okay, after administered wrong route means the children having the some of the side effects more harmful to the body. Okay, that's why we have to learn which is the route of the drug, how much dosage we have to administer the children's. Okay, next we have to administer this human tetanus antitoxin drug. If we have to administer in the neonates, how much dosage means 500 units. Okay, the dosage of 500 units only for the neonates. Which drug means human tetanus antitoxin. Okay, next we are going to discuss about some of the antibiotics to the children. What are the antibiotics we have to administer? So many classifications is there, no? In these we have to administer only penicillin drug. Okay, the dosage is the 1 lakh units per kg body weight. Penicillin drug we have to administer. The drug dosage is the 1 lakh units. Okay, that will be administered via intravenously. Okay, the dosage should be divided into 4 days. Okay, the dosage should be divided into 4 doses. Okay, for the 10 days we have to administer 10 days of life, 10 days of duration up to 4 doses. Okay, each dose having the 1 lakh units per kg body weight. The route is the only intravenously. Okay, next another drug is also there, that is for the diazepam drug. Okay, that will be administered for the reducing or control of spasms in the body. Okay, the dosage is the 0.5 ml to 5 milligrams. Okay, 0.5 to 5 milligrams per kg body weight we have to administer. The route is the intravenously. Okay, here we have to administer every 2 to 4 hoursly. Every 2 to 4 hoursly we have to administer. The drug is the diazepam. The route is the intravenously for control of spasms in the children who are affected by this tetanus communicable disease condition. Okay, next we are having another that management is the surgical management. In this surgical management we have to do the tracheostomy. What is the use of tracheostomy means? Here we have to open the trachea for relieving any difficulty in the respiration or any difficulty in the swallowing. Okay, next one is we are going to discuss about nursing management. What is the nursing management? As a nurse we have to provide complete bed rest to the children. Okay, next we have to provide the calm and quiet environment to the children. Okay, we have to improve their sleeping pattern and we have to change the positions every 2 to 3 hoursly. Why we have to change the children position means for prevention of pressure sources. Okay, continuously they are sleeping in a single position means they are having the some of the pressure sources in the body. The pressure points will have the some of the ulcers. For prevention of pressure sources, as a nurse we have to change their positions every 2 to 3 hoursly. Okay, as a nurse we have to provide good ventilation to the children. Okay, next here as a nurse we have to maintain the fluid balance. Why? Because one reason is there, no, that is the severe sweating, excessive sweating. What happens means the fluid should be lost, okay, from the body through the excessive sweating. For the maintenance of fluid balance we have to administer the some of the fluids. Okay, next here we have to provide the general hygiene. What is the general hygiene? Normal bathing and oral hygiene for improving their health. Okay, daily routine care. Next, as a nurse, we have to do the wound care. Okay, why? Because one reason, that is the open wounds in the body, the children, where the open wounds is there, that is favorable route for the bacteria should be enters into the body. Okay, for prevention of entering to the body, we have to do the wound care. Okay, by giving wound care, the wound should be healed in early stage. Okay, this is regarding nursing management for the children who are affected by the tetanus. Okay, next one is the prevention. Okay, next we are going to discuss about prevention. What is the prevention? How we have to prevent means by providing or by administration of active immunity. Okay, by administration of active immunity to the children. Active immunity nothing but vaccines. Okay, by administration of vaccines. What are the vaccine means? For prevention of tetanus disease, we have to administer the DPT drug. Okay, DPT vaccine. Diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. Okay, 3 diseases is there. 3 communicable diseases will be prevented by the only one vaccine, that is the DPT vaccine. Okay, when we have to administer means the vaccine should be divided into 3 doses. Okay, in the first dose at the age of 6th week. Okay, after birth of the newborn baby, at the age of 6th week of life, we have to administer the DPT vaccine first dose. Okay, second dose when we have to administer means at the age of 10th week of life. Okay, 10th week of life we have to administer second dose of DPT, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus for prevention against the 3 diseases, that is the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. Okay. Next, the third dose when we have to administer means at the 14th week of life. The children after birth, at the 14th week of life, we have to administer the drug, the vaccine, that is the DPT third dose. Okay, for prevention of tetanus. Okay, next another dosage is there, that is the 2 booster doses. Okay, first booster dose when we have to administer means at the age of 18 months. Okay, at the age of 18 months we have to administer the first booster dose, that is the DPT. Okay, second booster dose we have to administer at the age of 6 years. Here only DT we have to administer. Okay, only DT. The DT is the diphtheria and tetanus. Here no pertussis vaccine. Okay, next here for prevention of tetanus we have to immunization to the pregnant mother. Okay, who are having the antenatal period, the pregnant woman also undergone this vaccine like TT, tetanus toxoid, for the prevention of neonatal tetanus. Okay, by administration of tetanus toxoid vaccines to the pregnant woman, okay, we have to prevent neonatal tetanus. And also one reason is there, during intranatal period means during delivery, the mother may be going to get this tetanus disease. Okay, for the prevention of this risk we have to administer the TT injections to the pregnant woman. 2 doses we have to administer of TT, tetanus toxoid. Dosage is the 0.5 ml. Okay, 0.5 ml we have to administer at the route of IM intramuscularly. When we have to administer means 16th week of pregnancy. Okay, from the starting 16th week of pregnancy to 36th week of pregnancy we have to administer only 2 doses of TT injections to the pregnant mother. Okay, by administering these 2 doses, we have to prevent the disease of tetanus. Okay, next passive immunity. In this passive immunity, we have to administer anti-tetanus serum drug. Okay, the dosage is the 1500 international unit. 1500 international unit. The route is the only subcutaneously. Okay, we have to administer only subcutaneously after doing skin sensitivity test. Okay, one test we have previously discussed, Okay, what is that skin sensitivity test means? Here some amount of drug we have to administer, the route of subcutaneously we have to observe, is there any side effects in the body? Okay, if there any side effects means the drug should be discarded. If the human being not having any side effects after administration of drug means we have to proceed the drug. Okay, after doing skin tests only we have to administer the drug, that is the passive immunity. Okay, this is regarding tetanus disease condition part 2 video. Okay, thank you.